Hello, and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us for All for
All
Naught.
four and all right. All right, I forgot that'll work.
In a
AWT
not.
not. I guess we could just do it like that. You can just say all for naught, and then we'll just do the not at the end instead of trying to say all for naught together. It's a little seems to be a little beyond our capability. So yes,
Well,
another week here. Go ahead.
I was going to say All for Naught, NAWT, not.
Not. Yep.
So
So
say
we
twice.
are. Say it twice. Twice. Make it twice as nice. We are here for what is this episode 3 now of All for Naught, where myself and
Is
Slam
it
and
three?
Sammy
Shoot.
right review Raw and NXT in somewhere around a half an hour.
All right, well,
So
going to Raw, I think we should start off by talking about the WrestleMania commercial that they did with Rhea Ripley.
yeah, I'm
So,
sorry. You're gonna. Maybe I haven't seen that movie. I didn't know what it was for.
Stranger Things.
See, I haven't seen that far in Stranger Things. I've seen only season 1 of Stranger Things, so that
Well,
didn't
that's
look
season
familiar to
one.
me. When was it? When was that
It's her
season?
in the it's her
She's
in the
supposed to
lab
be
before
11.
escaping.
She's
Yeah,
supposed to be 11 in the lab before escaping. Okay, well,
yes.
whatever the case may be, I guess that went over my head. I didn't catch that. I walked away from seeing it the 2 times they showed it during Raw. Like, what movie is that? What show is? What are they trying to? I mean, I know what they're doing because I the Titanic one with Tez and Bianca, and I know what they're doing. But I was like at a loss. I didn't realize what they were trying to do. So,
Yeah, I didn't know they were going to do TV as well. I thought they were going to stick to movies.
yep. So Raw opened with basically Edge
Well,
in the ring.
about that,
What?
John Cena mentioned the pressure of being the main event of WrestleMania. So Rhea Ripley is main eventing night one.
I guess, yeah. I suppose so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. If Roman is only wrestling once, it's going to be night 2, I would think. But
Yeah.
who knows?
No, I mean
I
that's
mean,
what
I
he
don't
did
know.
last year.
Right. So so let's see. As I saw it, Raw opened with Edge coming to the ring. He was in the ring. He basically challenges Finn. He says there's not much else to do, so let's finish it at Hell in a Cell. At WrestleMania, the crowd goes crazy. Finn accepts. Judgment Day comes down and beats him up, and then Gargano and LeRae come down and help Edge. Anything you wanted to
Yeah,
say about that
and Dexter.
segment? Oh, and
Right.
Dexter Lumis. That's right. Yeah,
So
Dexter Lumis.
so after that we had PD and DP face off against Johnny and Dex.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I have good match. I love ex-con Dom. I just do. I like him. I think he's a good wrestler now.
I
He's come a long way. Um,
I like calling him PD and DP in my notes. It makes it easier.
um,
Damian Priest and Chris Dom.
I I don't understand. Loomis's character doesn't work as a face, just in my opinion. The the steely serial killer esque doesn't work for a face, in my opinion, and yet he's with the
But
face in Johnny Gargano. So it's kind of weird to me.
but they can't do anything else with him because like ever since he was in NXT since the beginning, people have been cheering him. And
Yeah.
like it seems like they had designed him to be a heel, but people decided to cheer him. And they're like, "Well, we'll just keep doing what we're doing and let them cheer if they want to cheer."
The other thing I thought about this
What else
is,
can you do?
yeah, I guess there isn't anything else you can do, but it's not a very face gimmick.
It's not. No,
It's not.
I don't think it was
Um,
one.
the other thing I thought about this was I'm thinking to myself as I'm watching this, why is Priest not vying for a title. Like, he should be competing for the Intercontinental title with Sheamus and Drew and Walter. Or why is he not wrestling Roman Reigns? Or why is he not in the Roman, Cody, Sami Zayn picture? I mean, he's really good. He should be in one of those two title pictures, in my personal opinion.
Well, he's on Raw, and he lost at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but still, I mean, as a general rule, he's not normally put, other than getting an opportunity in a match like Elimination Chamber and Money in the Bank. He's not just considered like a main eventer that just gets run with the main event guys, and I think he should.
I believe him or Bronson Reed is the most likely candidates to take the title off of Theory.
Yeah, I could see Bronson Reed. I wouldn't mind Damian Priest. I think that would be a good. Damian Priest and Austin Theory would be good. Let's see. Anything else you want to say about that segment with Gargano and Loomis and
it was a good match, really good match.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. It was an okay segment. I mean, Judgment Day has been, has looked worse. I think they look pretty good right now. I'm here for Edge and Finn and Hell in a Cell. What?
Speaking of Damage Control, next up we had a video from backstage that happened earlier in the night where Damage Control attacked Trish Stratus.
Yes. Yep. And that led into Almost versus Brock in the ring,
which I feel like
was terrible.
I feel like Brock did a good job trying to put it over.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, walking away from it, I guess, gives the impression that this is the first guy Brock's ever walked away from. At least that's what commentary kind of mentioned or was trying to put it over as. But this looked bad just in general. Almost. I hate to say it because I have nothing wrong with the guy. He's not good. He's just not. I asked a question on Twitter, and I don't think anyone's responded yet, but I'll ask you. Who is the worst really big giant? Now, I'm talking about guys who are actual giants. Almost, Giant Gonzalez, or the Great Khali. Because these are guys that are actually legitimately, 7'2", 7'3", 7'4". And I'm not asking about the Big Show because he's good. I'm not asking about Andre the Giant because he's a good wrestler. I'm asking who's the worst giant?
I don't remember a Giant Gonzalez match.
Okay.
I'd say almost over Khali, but I don't remember Gonzalez enough to say who was better, Khali or Gonzalez.
Which is funny because I think Gonzalez is one of the people I'm almost positive that Undertaker beat during his WrestleMania streak. He's one of the victims during the WrestleMania streak. But yeah, I mean, Almost is just bad. So, and then we got a recap. Go ahead.
Gonzalez was wrestling when I was a newborn. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
It's not something I choose to go back and watch. I didn't see it live. And I don't watch it.
I wouldn't. That's definitely not something I would go back and watch at all. Let's see. Then what do we have? We got a recap of Monday night's Bloodline drama and Cody involvement, which led to Cody coming out to the ring live. All I have is
the recap.
What?
So Cody defeats LA Knight, and then he gives a promo.
Oh, see, okay, so that's what I missed here. My notes missed that Cody defeats LA Knight. I've got Cody coming to the ring, and then I have Dawkins versus Theory. So somewhere in there, I had brain fade and didn't get the rest of my notes on what happened there. So, that's right. Yes, I remember. Cody came out and had a match. That's correct. And then cut the promo after the match.
You missed like half an hour if your next thing is Dawkins and Theory.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So then we had Corbin, Rollins, and Miz backstage doing a promo, setting up for a match later on in the night. We had Elias versus Bronson Reed in a match, which was pretty fun. I
totally missed that.
Then we had KO backstage saying he doesn't want help tonight in the street fight.
Okay.
From Cody, and he doesn't want to deal with Sammy again.
I saw that. I didn't see that for some reason. It's not in my notes, but I did see that.
Oh. And then we had Profits and Theory backstage.
Right. Okay. Which ultimately led to Dawkins versus Theory.
Mm-hmm. And after Theory won, he put on the
a really good match,
and that got a big pop in the crowd for the STF.
It did. I'm a huge Cena fan, but I can't lie and say that Theory's probably didn't look a little bit better. Cena's STF is probably one of the worst submission moves in wrestling, unfortunately. I love Cena, but that's a really bad move. Let's see. My notes say 2 athletic guys. Um, I think this match, Dawkins narrowed the gap a little between the hype between him and Tez is who's going to be a better potential singles wrestler. I thought Dawkins looked really good tonight. Everyone keeps saying Tez is the one that's got a brighter singles future. I think Dawkins kind of narrowed that gap tonight. I thought he looked really good against Theory. Theory's a great heel. And yeah, nice win for Theory. You're supposed to hate him. He's a heel, and he's really good at making you hate him. So, then what? Then we had the Heyman promo. Is that right? Or am I still wrong here? He called Cody a schmuck. Yeah, he was in the back. He called Cody a schmuck and said Roman will be on Raw next week. It was just a backstage.
Oh, I didn't write that down. Yeah, I remember that now.
All right, and then the next thing I have is Ray coming to the ring for his little Hall of Fame promo.
Yep.
Which led to Dom, who I thought stole the whole show. I thought that the whole "you're a terrible dad," you weren't there, you missed everything, 6th grade, you missed the fucking commencement. I was all here for that. I think that shit is hysterical. I love it. I thought this segment stole the show for me for Monday Night Raw.
Was that joke bad?
I didn't hear it, actually. I'm sorry, you were breaking up.
I said I would have wanted a Sasha Banks, too.
Yeah. Then what? Then we got Miz. He was on commentary talking about him. See, now I have Seth and Corbin. Are my notes just out of order? Because now I have Seth and Corbin.
Well, this is the match. Before was the backstage promo.
That's okay. Match. So I missed the backstage segment. Okay. So the Miz comes out. He's going to be on commentary during Seth and Corbin. Wow, I cannot talk. Seth versus Corbin. It's. I agree with who fucking was it? It's who are the commentators on Monday night? Is it Corey Graves?
Corey Graves. Yeah. And Kevin Patrick.
Yeah, so Corey Graves is just fucking disgusted with how over Seth Rollins' song is, and I agree. Fucking dumb song and stupid crowd chanting it. But it's over with the crowd. The crowd loves it.
Speaking of Corey Graves, he does have a line he says later in the night that made me pop. He said, "I can't talk anymore about how hot my wife is, otherwise Twitter's going to have my ass."
I heard that. Yep, I did hear that. Yep. Crowd loves Seth. That's my notes. Seth stomps Corbin after using the Miz to jump off of the Miz. The Miz interjected himself, kind of came down to the match, ended up getting smacked around a little by Seth, and then was in the kind of the kneeling position, and Seth jumped off his back to give the stomp to Corbin to ultimately give Seth the win in a match that, is really more about Seth and Logan Paul and the Miz than anything. Then my notes say we had Bianca and Chelsea. So what you got next?
Otis is a model.
Oh, that's right.
Vanderpump Mistress Ick ? That's what my notes say. Vanderpump Mistress Ick ? I have no idea what they were talking about.
So there's a show called Vanderpump Rules, and I don't know. The Vanderpumps are some sort of a family, I believe, like the Kardashians or some, family like that that's made money, and now they have a show called Vanderpump Rules, and it's a reality show. We can ask Sam about it tonight during the cookout because she knows about it. She watches it.
I mean, I hardly know anything about the Kardashians. Like, I know that
I'm sure.
Caitlyn Jenner, formerly Bruce Jenner, Olympic athlete, and Kanye West married into the family. That's what I know.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, there's a whole lot, there's a lot of stuff that's happening between the other guys that come and go. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it.
Lawyer for O.J. Simpson, I believe.
And what?
Their dad was the lawyer for O.J. Simpson, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. That is correct.
That's what I know about Kardashian. There we go.
Yeah. that's basically it. So let's see. Bianca and Chelsea. I have okay match. More to set up Asuka to help Belair. And then in my notes, why is she helping her? Like, I understand. Okay, like there's this whole idea of I guess you can go two ways, right? You want your opponent healthy. I'm going to protect you so that you're 100%, so that there's nothing you can complain about when I beat you
Get into her head.
at WrestleMania. But in theory, it's like, why would I not just want to see my opponent just get beat down? Like, I'd be happy to see my opponent just get beat down week after week leading up to our match so that they're fucked up when it comes to our match.
Neither of them are heels. Neither of them are heels.
Yeah, I know, which is why it sucks. I really thought Asuka was going to spray her with the mist or the blue paint started coming out of her mouth, and I thought we were going to have a mist situation, but nothing happened. So, and then I have
that'll probably happen next week because they're going to be in St. Louis. Okay. And I think Asuka always missed somebody in St. Louis.
Speaking of St. Louis, I didn't see your game. Did your Battlehawks win?
Oh yeah, awesome.
Nice. All right, and then I have the main event for Raw. Is that what you got next? Solo versus KO in a street fight?
Yep.
I mean, these guys have put on a couple solid matches. This one's had more time. I think these two have good chemistry. I like the way these two work together. For me personally, I like Solo a lot. I like him much better than Roman Reigns for me. I like the Usos a lot. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Roman, but I love Solo. I really like Jimmy and Jay. Again, KO is one of my favorite wrestlers, so these two together work well. Again, it devolved. The Usos came out and helped out. It ends up being more of a beatdown situation, and my notes are kind of thin here. I missed the way the match ended, so you're gonna have to jump in and fill them in or let me know exactly how it ended.
The Usos come in and give Solo the assist, and Solo wins. Solo is undefeated on Raw.
And then the three of them beat down Kevin Owens more? Is that right? Or did it just go off the air?
I don't know. They might have walked away. I don't.
Okay. Yep. So
I didn't write down how they left.
That was the end of Raw. I thought it was an okay Raw, not great. I mean, last night I was on the True Heel Heat live stream for Raw, and Josh was the only one on there at the moment. And I said to him, what does WWE need to do to overhaul Raw, because it's been mid for a while? And he disagreed. He didn't think they had to do anything to overhaul it. He thinks it's a good show. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just not whatever, but maybe it just isn't doing it for me. It's not a bad show. It's just it's mid. It's not what it doesn't feel like what Raw has been in the past. I mean, a couple of the segments were good. I thought the Dom segment was really, really good. Dawkins in Theory was probably my match of the night. No, Solo and KO, I guess, would be the match of the night. But that has too much involvement with the Usos and stuff. I mean,
I know this is the WWE show that we do here, but let's be real. The best show of the week is Rampage.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to think the best show. I mean, even though I should say Rampage because that's the one that we do our watch along for, which makes it the best. Obviously, I'm still a Dynamite fan. I think Dynamite a little bit better than Rampage. But anything else you want to say on Raw before we move on? What was your match of the night, I guess, for Raw? I'm going with Dawkins versus Theory for my match of the night.
I might actually go with the opener. I thought Prison Dom and Gargano did a good job.
Yeah. All right.
I haven't been a big fan of Prison Dom so far, like everybody else, but he's really winning me over now. After this match, I was like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought Dom was the MVP of the show. I thought he stole the show in the ring with the Ray promo. I thought that was the best thing of the night. And Corbin, I absolutely love Baron Corbin, but he's my LVP because he's just mid at the moment. I mean, they just let him just get shit on over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, he just plays the asshole jobber that just keeps getting beat over and over and over again. So he's my LVP of Raw for this week.
because he was the mid-card Vortex for like 2 years. And so now they're working it out. And I think once they beat this like a dead horse, like we can then move on and progress.
Yeah. All right. We want to move on to NXT?
Yep, NXT. So I had a little trouble with the starting of the show. And so I saw an ambulance, and I'm assuming that was due to Roxy from last week.
Yeah, they opened with a video package, which basically was like 2 or 3, maybe as long as 5 minutes. There was a result, basically showing the results of last week's Roadblock, and it ended with the ambulance because Roxy getting hauled away was like the last scene of Roadblock. So that was the
But
last
I didn't
basically
have
scene of the video package.
cut out of everything. And when I came back, Gargano was speaking on TV, and then Waller was in his house.
Yeah. So that was the most interesting thing I think throughout tonight's NXT was the Gargano was in the ring giving a promotion, talking about Waller basically, and their match that they're supposed to have at Stand and Deliver. He got I think it might have been Kevin Patrick. No, not Kevin Patrick. Whoever is on the announce table for NXT brought him a cell phone and said here, and it was Waller on the cell phone saying I'm at your house. So this was an underlying theme or heading to your house. Underlying theme of the whole show. It went back to that a couple times, and in fact, the show ended on that. But so we got that. Gargano takes the phone and leaves the ring, presumably to go home, I guess, to save. That's what we know at the moment. And then we get Gallus versus Pretty Deadly in a tag team title match, which was a really good match. I enjoyed that match a lot. I like these two teams, both of them. I'm a big Gallus fan. Pretty Deadly's they've worn on me. I wasn't a huge fan at the beginning. Grown on me. That's a better way to say it. They've grown on me. I wasn't a huge fan at the beginning, but I like them now. And this was a solid match. Gallus retained. Anything you want to say about Gallus versus Pretty Deadly?
Yo, Wolfgang is the fucking bomb. Like, shout out Wolfgang. I'm all for seeing more of him on my TV.
Yeah. And then we got like a couple, I don't know if your notes say, but a couple, it had to be some sort of a discussion about Roxanne Perez and that she was okay, but that I wasn't totally clear here. You might have to fill in the blanks. I know Zoe Stark.
So they're doing a tournament for a ladder match at Stand and Deliver in 3 weeks, and Roxy may or may not be in the match, but it's going to be for the women's championship. Roxy may not be in it.
So if she's not in it, then she's vacating it before the match?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Well, so that led to the first of the, I guess, eliminator matches for that, or matches to see who's going to be in that ladder match, and it was Zoe Stark versus Sol Ruka. Zoe
before
Stark.
that, we had a little B&E, and Briggs was wearing camouflage.
Oh, that's right. This is where we had our second mid-show segment of Waller and Waller at Gargano's house. Go ahead and tell the people what he was doing.
No.
Oh, say that again.
Briggs and Jensen.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Briggs and Jensen. I apologize.
Mm-hmm. Briggs was doing B&E, and he was wearing camo. And they broke into the one lady's office, and Fallon and were looking for evidence of cheating Sebastian.
That's right. God, I blocked that whole thing out.
Something stinks. Seabass?
And then that led into the Zoe Starks match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which, my notes say good short match. What would you say?
I had my notes. No Roxy makes me kind of want to stop watching the show.
I had good short match. Both women can wrestle. Big moonsault from Sol Roca, which was nice. Zoe wins and advances. It could have gone either way. I thought I'm not sure that. I guess NXT only has so many women. That's why these two women are actually part of that. One of these is going to be in the ladder match because neither of them seem like they should necessarily be.
They immediately told us for another women's match, and it was a tag team match. Carter, Katana, Dawn, KLR, Ivy Nile, and TP. Not toilet paper, but Tatum Paxton.
Right. Yes. And not KLR. It's Isla Dawn. You got to get it right.
No, it's Kaylee Ray.
No, it's not. It's Isla Dawn and Alba Fire.
Alba Fire. Alba Fire. Oh, I
Thank you.
forgot they changed her name.
Thank you. Sorry, that's right. Alba Fire, not Isla Dawn. It's Alba Fire. They changed her name. So yeah, they went into this match, which this is the winner of this gets a women's tag team title match at Stand and Deliver. So the winner of this
and Ivy Nile.
Say that again.
Tatum Paxley betrayed Ivy Nile.
Did. Up to that point, Ivy Nile stood out. I thought she looked really good in the match until Paxton basically, left her, and then whatever. It ended up being basically Fire and Dawn versus Casey and Caden. Yeah, I mean, Fire and Dawn won. I thought it was an okay match. It is what it was. I want to say, I don't know that it's more about the angle of Paxton leaving Ivy Nile, but that's definitely a sub angle of the match. So we'll get, like I said, Fire and Dawn versus Kiana James and Fallon Henley at Stand and Deliver for the Tag Team Women's Championship. Then we had Tony D and Stax talking to Braun. Is that right? Is that what you got in your notes there? Braun trying to do all the classic stereotypical Italian stuff. Bada bing, bada bing! And he keeps fucking...
D'Angelo family going for the gold.
Yeah. Braun has are we going to do an Elephant Fitzgerald? Are we going to do that? And then I'll calm down.
I don't have Braun in my notes.
For me...
I don't know what to say.
For me, this segment for Braun with the D'Angelo family, even though you didn't see it, was the best Braun. The most I've liked Braun personally. I thought it's the most personality that he'd shown. He was funny. He was actually whatever. I enjoyed it. Then we had, let's see, we got to cut this short here as normal. We got Ilya in the ring with the promo for his match with JD.
So they begin speaking, but then they begin fighting, and the fight turns into a full-on brawl. And when they say, take this shit outside, I don't think they had the parking lot in mind. But when it comes back in from the parking lot later, man, it was just crazy. And I hope these two guys are involved in that five-way, honestly, personally.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Because the five-way is Wes Lee is picking his 4 opponents. And
that's
so
right.
We will find out who these 4 people that Wesley picks are.
Correct. And that was decided. Then we had a quick Dragon Lee promo. Then Apollo versus Dabba-Kato.
Dragon Lee is Especial. Pretty deadly interview. They're going to be hosting Stand and Deliver. Yep. Chase U and Tyler Bate got a thing going on. Chase U isn't a thing. It's a feeling. And Ava Rain was creeping in the back.
Yep.
Axiom and Wesley match did not happen.
Yep.
And after that, we got to Dabba-Kato versus Apollo, which was solid match.
Oh, really? I had not a very good match. I didn't think it was very good. I mean, I thought it went too long. Dabba-Kato was terrible. I just think he had a leg drop.
Terrible.
He had a leg drop that I thought looked horrible. I mean, Apollo's really good, and I don't. Mm-hmm. The fact that he continues to be stuck with this and now it's his opponent, is weird. But what are they going to do with these guys now? Is it over? Are we going to get another match? Like, are they going to go in separate directions? What the fuck now happens to either of them? What are their directions on NXT? That's my notes. So, let's see.
Next, we had Fallon went out for her match alone, and the crowd loved Gigi. But after the match, John and Alba Fire, they crawl out of the ether or the nether realm or wherever it is that they were, and they attack Fallon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um,
And then that leads basically into the main event, which is Braun and the Mello contract signing.
Also, Gargano, second segment, at home, fighting with Waller. I put in my notes, where is Dexter when you need him, and not in front of the baby.
Not in front of the baby. Yeah, that's right. This was the final segment. I think to close the show, if I'm not mistaken, after the Braun and Mello contract signing, we saw
Which
Waller.
Pretty Deadly interrupted.
Yep, Pretty Deadly did interrupt. Which is fine. I hate contract signings anyhow. I don't know why we're still doing them. We were doing these. This is like a WWE specialty forever, and I hate them. It's dumb. And they always make them the main event. It's fucking stupid. I'm so tired of contract signings. Anything else you want to say about NXT?
No, we're already over a minute over.
You sure are. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time on All for Naught. Thanks for tuning in.
Lots
Peace.
of love.